Hey everyone, it's Jen. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have some project shares for AdornIt. I am on their design team for their Dianna Marcum stamps. And I just received this week I believe it's the April release of the Recipe Stamp Club, the stamps and the papers. So I made some projects. I wanted to show you the stamps and the papers that I got, and I'll show you my projects as well. I'm not sure if they're available yet on the AdornIt web page. If you're in the Recipe Stamp Club, they're on their way to you, but they do offer them a la carte if they have any left over after they fill the orders for the club. So, but I'll link their Dianna Marcum stamps page down below in case you want to check. So let's start with the recipe stamp of the month, and that is this one. This one is cowboy beans, and it's on a cowboy boot. How cute is this? So it has a recipe that looks delicious for, I've never made cowboy beans before, but it looks like baked beans, but with meat in it as well, and brown sugar and barbecue sauce. Oh, it looks delicious. And then, so it has directions for a crock pot. I really have to try these. I have to try these recipes. You guys know I say that all the time, that I just get so excited to work with the stamps that I forget about the recipes, but I have to try it. Anyway, it comes with this stamp, which is a nice big size. It also comes with some accessory stamps. The horseshoes that it's one big stamp, but it stamps individual horseshoes. So if you only wanted to do one, you can mask off the others and just stamp one or two. It comes with this sheriff's badge, and then the word howdy that has stars in it. So that's adorable. And then the add-on stamp for the month is this one. Whoops, wrong side. So this one comes with this one big stamp that has a boot and a cowboy hat and the badge. So super cute. It's got all the detail for the shading, different stitching designs on this one for the boot itself. So it'd be really fun to customize this with, like, you know, you could paper piece it with different kinds of paper, or color it, or watercolor it different ways. So very interesting stamp. This one is a bandana. I used this one, and this one to me looks like a strawberry shape. So that's what I made this into. I'll show you that in a few minutes. And then it comes with this big horseshoe stamp that has a star detail on it, and more details than the other one, I think. Yeah, just a little bit more because it's bigger. It comes with the words yeehaw and giddy up. So fun accessories if you're making a card or a recipe page with this one. And then this one was included also. I assume this is a stamp set that, you know, like in the additional stamp drop. So this is a bigger set. And it comes with this pocket, which I loved, and I used this in a project. So it's like a jeans pocket, and it's got some shading on it as well, the stitch lines. It comes with 3 more cowboy boots. This one is a plain one, a little bit smaller than the others that I showed you already. This one is filled with like a cactus and, well, a couple kinds of cactus and some berries. It's got the, what do you call that, spurs on the back? I'm not sure. And then this one is a pair of cowboy boots with the cowboy hat on top, and then star detail and some like extra details on the leather as well. So very interesting, out of my comfort zone, but I had fun using these. These are the papers that it came with, and I should have taken them out of the plastic. I did use 1 or 2 of them. I didn't use all of them yet. I just wanted to use a different color scheme. But they're super cute. So this is a separate purchase. It's a add-on for the Recipe Stamp Club, or you can purchase them, just the paper pack, on the AdornIt website. So it comes with 2 sheets of 4 designs, 2 sheets each of 4 designs, and they are double-sided. So they're really 8 designs. So there's this one that they always have, one that has the stripes on it with the different prints, and the color scheme is really pretty and bright. It's got browns and yellows and reds, greens, blues. This would be perfect for Father's Day coming up if you have you know, like a dad or a man in your life who likes cowboys, or, you know, just the Western theme. So I think it's a really perfect release for this time of year. So this is the first side, and then the back is this beautiful blue gingham, which is like a darker blue. I like that one a lot. And then this one I used already, so let me find the other one of that. This one is horseshoes on a green background, and then that's the back, the one that I showed you there. This is like a mustard color with brown, like random polka dots on it. And then this page is a red paisley, like a bandana print, really cute, bright, vibrant red. And then the back is this, I thought it was gingham, but it's more like a little like diamond print. I'm not sure, maybe like a houndstooth kind of, but that's the other page. This one has the print that's on brown, and all the print is in white, and this is like a toss print of all the different images, including the bandanas and the horseshoes and the text, so super cute. And then the back is a barbed wire print, which I thought was really fun. So there's 2 of those, 2 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these. So really nice papers. These are 8.5 by 11 and nice weight too. So really great to use with these stamp sets or with, you know, whatever else you have that you can use your imagination and use them with whatever stamps or dies you have. So let me show you some of the projects that I made. Well, I'll show you all the projects I made. I made 1 page for my recipe book and 2 cards. Now my recipe book, I finished volume 1 and I wanted to start on volume 2, but I cannot find my extra book anywhere. I have to look some more places, but for now I just have the page for my recipe book. So this is a 6 by 8, and this is what I came up with for the first page in volume 2 of my Dianna Marcum Recipe Stamp Club recipe book. Isn't this so pretty? I wanted to use the papers that I just hauled last week. It's called the Simple Vintage Berry Fields. Yeah, let me show you the paper pad that I used. And my pad is kind of coming apart, but this is the one that I use, Simple Vintage Berry Fields. It's a new one from Simple Stories. And I just love the colors and the prints, and I thought it worked perfectly with like a country western kind of theme. So I stamped the recipe stamp onto a piece of white 80-pound paper, and I colored it with my alcohol markers and then fussy cut it. And then I put it on, I glued it onto this like yellow and white gingham that is from this paper pad, and then fussy cut that as well, but just I left a little margin just so it would, you know, leave a border around the boots. And then I added this is a decorative brad from this line as well. I got a bunch of things in this line, including the 12 by 12 collection pack. And then I used, this is a sticker of a chipboard sticker from the same line, and these are pieces of ephemera. The papers, the 2 papers here are from that same Simple Stories line as well, and I used a die from Surprise Creation on AliExpress to cut out this big rectangle. And then I put more decorative brads on the corners from the same collection. And then I did use this paper for the base of my recipe card. I love the dark blues, and I think it really sets off the lighter colors of the front of the recipe page. I made it pretty flat except for the decorative brad, so it would fit into a sleeve of my recipe book. And yeah, I just love the colors. I love the soft yellows and reds and blues and a little bit of green. So this color scheme is more in my comfort zone. So I combined that with the boots, which are not in my comfort zone, and I think it came together really, really cute. So that is my first project, my new recipe page. I made a couple of cards. I wanted to show you one that I made with this pocket. I thought this was such a great idea. It would be perfect to make like a gift card pocket or just a pocket for ephemera or something in your project. So that's what I did. I made this card here, and this is an A2 size card. I stamped the pocket stamp onto this paper here, this one that is patterned from this paper pad, and also onto the yellow and white gingham one, and I fussy cut them and paper pieced them, so there's 2 different papers on this one pocket. I added a sticker and a brad from the same paper line, and I glued it onto this paper behind it, just on the edges of the pocket, so it would, you know, create an actual pocket. This paper is from Simple Vintage Berry Fields, as well as the one on the base of the card. And then I added some pieces of ephemera from the same collection into the pocket. So I thought this would be, I might leave it like this and give it to a crafty friend, or if I don't give it to a crafty friend, I'll take out the pieces of ephemera and put like a gift card inside. So I thought that was a fun way to present a, a card or something. And this is such a great stamp. Look at all the detail on it. All of these little black shading dots are part of the stamp. So you don't have to add those. You don't have to add the stitching lines. It's so simple to fussy cut too, because it's all straight lines. So I love this stamp. I think it's wonderful. On the inside, I used some more of the Dianna Marcum paper and then a piece of ephemera from the Simple Vintage Berry Fields line. This die that I cut out this scalloped rectangle from, I've had in my stash for a long time. It's from AliExpress. I use that a lot on A2 size cards because it kind of fits perfectly on that page, while you could still see the background paper. So yeah, that's my next project. I hope you like it. I think it came out so cute. It looks really nice and country, I thought. So that's my next project. And then I have one more to show you. I made a strawberry card. I had done that before with the recent design team project share, and I made one again using Scrap Diva Design's strawberry mini album die set. I got this for being a guest designer on Erica's on her team, and not only can you make mini albums with this, you can make greeting cards, and they're a really big size, so they're perfect to make a card with, and you could add a lot of detail to it. So that's what I did for this one. And yeah, isn't that adorable? I told you I thought that those bandanas look like strawberries, so I stamped out 4 of them, and then I stamped out 4 of the bandanas and colored them 2 pink and 2 red. And then I should have colored the leaves green when I first did it, but instead I don't know what I was thinking. I just colored, like this one I colored red, this one I colored pink, and then I thought, oh, well, these are the leaves, they should be green. So I went ahead and stamped these onto this same paper that I used for the stem, and then fussy cut it and glued it on top, and just kind of, like paper pieced it on top of the berries. But if I did these again, I wouldn't make that extra step. I would just color the leaves green and then this part red, stamped on white paper. So that's what I did for those, and I layered them into a bowl set from My Creative Time. This was a pretty recent release. You could buy either the medium bowl die, the small, or the large. I bought them all. This happens to be the medium set. I just thought it went, the scale was nice with these strawberry bandanas. So I love this die set because it has a slit here, so you could stick your, whatever's in your bowl into the slit, and it looks dimensional. It also has a little stitched heart and stitching detail along the bowl as well. And then, for all of the papers here, I used the Simple Vintage Berry Fields. I used the Howdy stamp from the recipe stamp, this one right here, and I heat embossed it with some liquid platinum embossing powder from Ranger, and I love how that looks. Isn't that pretty? And this die here, this is from Scrap Diva Designs as well. It's from the Heart Nesting Circles die set. I use that all the time. If you guys watch me, you know that. And then these are some pieces of ephemera from the Berry Fields line, and I tied some red and white twine onto the top of the stem just to, add a little interest up here on top of the berry card. So super cute, right? On the inside, I didn't do much. I just die cut out a piece of yellow, it's kind of like peachy white gingham paper that I printed out from Etsy for the inside of the card. Not sure what else I'm going to do with it. I might add another stamp from the stamp set, but for now, that's what I did. So again, if you look at a stamp and you see it in some other way, like I looked at the bandana one and saw strawberries, have fun with it and go ahead and, make it into a strawberry. So I thought that was a fun way to incorporate strawberries into this card. And to reflect back on that, I added strawberry paper just, to kind of emphasize the strawberry theme of this card. So let me measure these for you just to, give you an idea of how big the stamps are that I used. This pocket one is about 3 1/8 from top to bottom, and then from side to side it's about 2 3/4 inches. All right, and then the recipe boot, cowboy beans, from the top of the boot to the heel, it's about 4.5 inches, and then side to side, and the longest part, it's about not even 3.5, yeah, about 3.5, I would say. And then the little strawberries, even though they're not so little, they're a good size. They're about 1 3/4 inches by, if you go by the stem, it's about 1 7/8. So yeah, if you have any questions about anything else that I showed today, please let me know. Again, I will link the Dianna Marcum products on the AdornIt site down below. I'm not sure if these are available yet, but keep an eye on them. They'll be available soon if they're not there quite yet. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with more crafty videos. Until then, take care. Bye.